Welcome to another weekly portal tutorial for gold members and above. This week we'll be covering the basics of how to actually check your hours for monetization. Now I know this seems like it will be basic and very simple, but believe it or not, a lot of people get this wrong and they keep track of the wrong watch hours, not knowing how many hours they actually have. And then when it's time to be monetized, they think they have their 4,000 hours and they're usually completely devastated. Well, what we're going to do here in this tutorial is we are going to cover the correct way to check your watch hours and keep track of them. Okay, because there are two set of watch hours, one that is official and then you have an unofficial count. Now, if you see here, we have the YouTube Studio actually open. Okay, so we're going to make this tutorial pretty quick because it's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is go into your analytics. When you first go into your analytics, you're going to see where it says overview. Right, this is just a dummy account where I'm showing you. Most people try to check their watch hours here in their analytics. Right now on this screen, I don't actually have any analytics because obviously this is a separate account that I'm using just to do this tutorial with. But here, when you go into your analytics, this is where most people check their watch time hours, where you can see right here where it says watch time and hours. And I have the total here in your analytics. And most people keep track of it that way and think that, well, the hours that they see in their analytics, those are the actual hours they should go by. So you may see, maybe your analytics may say 3,000 hours or 3,500 hours or 2,500 hours, and you think you're doing pretty good. But in actuality, the hours that you see here in your analytics are not your actual up-to-date watch time hours that you need to be going by. And there is a difference. So how do you check your actual watch time hours for those of you who may not know? And I know some of you may know, but a lot of you may not know. And this whole time you may be going towards your monetization, thinking you're accumulating these watch hours, watching them in the wrong place progress. And I don't want you to be heartbroken and devastated because when I was getting monetized, this same situation happened to me. I was in my analytics, keeping track of watch time hours, and I didn't realize that those wasn't the actual hours that I will be accredited for my monetization. There will be a discrepancy and big difference between the watch time hours that you will see in your analytics and your actual watch time hours that YouTube is actually giving you credit for your monetization. Now, the way you would check that is you want to come over here into your YouTube Studio. On the left panel, you're going to see dashboard, content, playlists, comments, analytics, subtitles, copyright, and you're going to see something that says monetization. Right, let me make this a little bigger so you can see. Here, when you first come into your YouTube analytics, you're going to be at your dashboard. Your YouTube Studio, you're going to be at your dashboard. You're going to look on the left panel where it says dashboard, content, playlists, analytics, comments, subtitle, copyright. You want to hit monetization. Boom. Now, when you hit monetization, right, this is where you're going to check your hours, your actual hours at. And you can hit the notify me when I'm eligible. You want to make sure you click that and follow those steps to make sure that YouTube can notify you once you actually have reached your watch time hours. But here is going to be your subscriber account. Right now it says 0, and public watch hours. Right now mine says 0, but there is usually a green bar here when you go to your monetization and check if you are not yet monetized. These are the only hours you want to go by. These are the hours that actually count, that you will be credited for towards your monetization. Not necessarily what you see in your analytics, but what you see right here under the monetization. Remember, you're going to go to the left panel. You're going to see dashboard, content, playlists, comments, so forth, so on. You're going to go down to monetization. You're going to click on monetization, and this is where you want to keep an eye on your watch hours. Right, this is the only watch hours that actually count. Not what you see in your analytics, but what you see under monetization. Right, it's going to have your subscriber account. This is how many subscribers you have, and as you accumulate hours, this little bar right here will start to move. This little lever right? And it'll start to gauge your hours, and it'll start to move, and it'll start to turn green. And when it reaches all the way over here and fills up green, then you know you are monetized. Okay, so make sure on this tutorial was quick, short, and sweet, but I thought that it would be important because this is one of the stumbling blocks I had when I was getting monetized. I think my analytics at one point told me I had over 2,000 hours, and in reality, I only had 1,200. Right, so it was devastating when I first found out because you think you're getting close, and somebody may come across this tutorial, one of my members, and if you think you're getting close, before you get too far ahead, I want you to know where to properly check for your hours. Again, the hours that are in your analytics, when you see the watch time hours, are not the hours you need to be going by. The only hours that you're going to get credit for, and the only hours that are going to get you monetized and actually count, are the hours you see under monetization, and keep an eye on that green bar. Right, this is where you want to check your hours. This is what you want to keep an eye on. That way you can know how many hours you need, so forth and so on. Okay, so I hope this tutorial has been useful. And it's just a little something to keep you ahead of the pack, and something that I had, challenges I had to go through when I was getting monetized, and it was heartbroken. I was heartbroken when, again, I think I had 20 some, maybe 24, 2,800 hours or something like that in the analytics. I was keeping track of it there. Nobody told me. And when I realized that those hours were different from the hour, when I went on the monetization, I stumbled across it myself one time. And I looked at the monetization. I'm like, okay, well, what is this? Right. And as I start to research, I learned that, oh, the whole time I was going by the wrong hours, and I didn't actually have the 20 something hundred hours that I thought I had. I only had like 1,200 or so. So back then, when I was getting monetized, it was like almost 1,800 to 1,000 hour difference between what the analytics was saying and what my actual public watch hour was saying on the monetization. And unfortunately, if this is happening to you, when you go check and see the discrepancy, the hours you see under your monetization for public watch hours are the hours you need to be gauging, you need to be watching. Those are the hours that will count for you and your channel. So again, the reason I put this information out there is so you don't have to go through the stumbles and the heartbreaks that I had to go through, because sometimes those things, I understand, can be backbreaking and also make you want to give up. So I believe in knowing the facts and the truth from the beginning, so you know what you're dealing with, so that way you can properly assess the situation and do what's best for you and your channel as you move forward to gaining your hours. Stay motivated, stay making content. We'll be back next week for another weekly tutorial. I appreciate everyone who contributes to the portal, all my members. I hope this information is useful. And I'm sorry I'm late this week. It was my birthday week. A lot of things went on, but I did get the tutorial done for this week. I know it's the last day of the week, but it's done. And I will be having another one coming out early next week, so stay tuned. And remember, stay progressive, man. Stay progressing. That's what it's about. Stay making content. I'm going to do my best to help y'all. But of course, your greatest ally is going to be yourself and information and knowledge. And that's what I'm trying to give you. So blessings, peace, and love to you and all that you cherish. Bye-bye.